Hi, everybody. We are ready to begin. Once again, I extend my warm welcome to all of you who have made time to attend this webinar. In this webinar, we seek to take you through our course, our PG Diploma course in Human Rights Law. I'm co-joined by my colleagues, Professor H.K. Nagaraja, who's the program coordinator for this diploma. Professor Nagaraja has been with us at NLSU since 2006, and he specializes in human rights law, and apart from that, in international law and private international law, and has a number of publications under his belt. Once I introduce the webinar and the speakers, he will be taking the lead on introducing the course to you. I'm also joined by my colleague, Ms. Sushila Suresh, who is
Hello.
the facilitator at Department of Distance Education and has a plethora of experience in this field under her belt. As I introduced myself earlier, my name is Apurva Gupta, and I'm the assistant coordinator at this department. In the course of this webinar, we will take you through a little bit of an introduction about NLSIU, our university. We will then talk about the Department of Distance Education, leading to a discussion on the course, the Human Rights Law Diploma, what it entails, the course structure, and then we will open it up for questions and answers. May I request you to note down your questions, or you may also type them out in the chat box. We will keep a track of that. And in the question answer section, you may raise your hand on Zoom. If you haven't typed out your question, we may also give you an opportunity to speak up, given the time we have at that point. So thank you very much. We will begin. So a little bit about NLSIU. I'm sure most of you are already aware of it. The university was the first national law university to be established in India in 1986. And we were set up with the mission to pioneer legal education in India, to really bring in reform in the way in which we teach law and we understand law. Since then, we've anchored the transformations in the Indian legal system through research, policy, discussion, dialogue, and several other interventions. NLSIU has been a space which has nurtured legal learning and thinking, and has always encouraged students and faculty to think about law differently and to really take it to global standards, both in terms of teaching and learning and also in research. So for 30 years now, we've remained a leader in this field. And for 3 years, for the 3 years consecutively, we've been ranked number one in the NIRF rankings for law universities. At NLSIU, we are very proud to share that we have a very high achieving group of alumni who graduated from the university and have carried with them the purpose and the vision that was outlined by its founders. And this has led them to be leaders in their field, which has, of course, been the law, but also various other fields where they've taken their legal knowledge and in an interdisciplinary format have also benefited those fields. So we are hoping that most of you will also be a part of this group very soon. Let's move on to our Department of Distance Education. So one of the primary visions of NLSIU has been to engender inclusivity, to reach out to those who may not have access to education in general, and to really design programs which enable candidates of all sorts to learn and to empower themselves with knowledge. In this regard, the Department of Distance Education has been serving many, many students over 3 decades. We offer a hybrid self-paced learning format, which is remote, but we also give you opportunities to attend classes on campus. There are also opportunities to get in touch with the faculty, get in touch with the staff, and really pace out your learning at your own, in a manner in which you can lead yourself as a learner. It is designed to expand your knowledge of the law and also give you a touch of what's happening contemporarily in your field. So you have an understanding of the law, an interdisciplinary understanding of the law in many cases. and you are able to apply that in whichever profession you are in or you seek to go. So definitely our programs help you in career advancement and especially in becoming a leader in the field if that is your goal. Like I said, and I introduced Professor Nagaraja, you are taught by the best faculty in the country in law. These people are leading experts in their field and have a plethora of experience and research learning to back their teaching. Like I said, this is a very, very unique program in the country. We welcome students of all ages. The only requisite is that they should be graduates from any discipline, just that they need to have a graduate's degree with them. Once you become a part of these programs, you also get access to an outstanding and high achieving alumni network. So this is really the learning for today and tomorrow, where you can access information and critical learning from the comfort of your home, but you also have access to the best legal minds in the country. Moving on to our program specifically, which is the focus of this webinar, our postgraduate diploma in human rights law. May I request Professor Nagaraj to take a lead on this and share with you the aims and goals and the structure of the program.
Okay. So, the purpose of this diploma course in human rights, that postgraduate diploma in human rights law, is to enable every graduate, any graduate of any graduate, to undergo this diploma course, and it would equip each and every scholar who would have undergone this course to be able to understand of various administrative bodies. It may be required by the non-governmental organization some basic knowledge about human rights, and it will equally be the case to the police officials or administrative bodies and even the academicians. So this diploma course would, once again, there was an interruption. So this diploma course will enable them to have basic ideas and also certain important or significant information with regard to human rights. And it would, the program would enable them to look to the historical development, the philosophical part of it, the theoretical part of it, and also the United Nations Charter. And there are various international conventions and treaties of human rights, and they would be exposed. And therefore, a critical discussion would enable them to understand the basic ideas with regard to that. Now, once again, what is also of importance here is that the philosophical part of it, that is the concept and the jurisprudence, philosophical part of it. And before that, you will also be exposed to certain basic things about law. What exactly is the meaning of law? You see, what are all the different areas of law? How the law comes into existence, that is the creation of law, and such other things you will be exposed to. And thereafter, the second paper would comprise of philosophical part of it, the theoretical and philosophical part of it, which is also a very important aspect of human rights, because we will be tracing the evolution, that is the historical evolution of the human rights right up to the contemporary period. And then, of course, the other important part of it is, as I said, the international area, because India has been party to all the most core human rights conventions, and therefore India has an obligation to conform to those standards as an initiated be studying all those things. And then finally, of course, the Indian position, which that is what exactly is the position in India, and to what extent in India the state has an obligation to conform to the international standards of human rights, and how they are protected through the constitution, to various laws, administrative part of it, and also by the judiciary. All those things will be you will be exposed to those things, so that ultimately when you pass out, you will find out that you have some significant knowledge of the human rights. That is the idea with which you see the entire course is pursued. Now, the first thing is about the introduction to law and legal systems. That is, as I have already pointed out, that you will find in the first course, that is Introduction to Law and Legal Systems. The basic thing about law would be said not have see the knowledge of law, because you will be coming from various disciplines, and therefore the purpose here is to see that you will get certain basic information about law, like for that matter, what is the meaning of law, how the law is created, and also the jurisprudence part of it, in the sense that you see what is the meaning of right. That is very, very important here, because we are speaking about human rights, and therefore what exactly in law the meaning of right, because every right would have also corresponding obligation upon somebody else, because otherwise right will have no meaning. So therefore the meaning of rights, obligations, and such other things will be exposed, and that is the part of it. The second is jurisprudence and the concept of human rights. Now here, as I was telling you, the theoretical part of it, the historical part of it, and the theory and jurisprudential part of it will be that would enable you, I mean, to know some basic information about human rights. And here we are going to expose to you the historical development, that is right from the beginning, even trace it back to the Greek period, and how the natural law conception, the meaning of natural law conception is to see that the state shall conform to certain standards when they make law, because law cannot in any way be arbitrarily be imposed upon, you see, the subjects, and therefore they have to adhere to certain standards. That is the meaning of human rights today also. Therefore, we are going to trace that. And thereafterwards, you see, there are various theories about it. And also, you will come to know that in this paper of jurisprudence and the concept of human rights, the connection of human rights to various other things, like, for that matter, non-governmental organizations on the one hand, rule of law and human rights, and such other things. Then the second part, that is law and enforcement of human rights under international regime. You see, as I have told you, there are a number of human rights conventions today. There are at least 10 core human rights instruments, conventions, and you will be informed about all those human rights conventions, and how it is. It will create obligations upon states parties who are. That is, state parties means once a state becomes a party to the Human Rights Convention, it is under an obligation to conform to those standards as laid down in the Human Rights Conventions. Therefore, how they work out, that is, what is the way in which those obligations are imposed upon the states by the international bodies. Those things also, you see, would be informed to you. Then ultimately, the protection and enforcement of human rights in India is very important, because of the reason that in India, how the human rights obligation would work out. That is, in the sense that what is the right of the individual in India with regard to the human rights aspect. Therefore, the constitution, constitutional provisions with regard to protection of human rights. There may be various laws which to the individuals of their human rights, and also the administrative mechanism through which the human rights are protected, and ultimately what is the role of the judiciary in protecting human rights. All those things will be exposed, and that you're required to write a kind of a thesis like. So dissertation means a thesis like thing, in which you have to make a focused study on certain aspect of human rights. That is what you are expected to do. And there are a number of subjects which are mentioned here in the guidelines itself, and you can take any of them, or if you want to take something else, then you have to take the permission and then work on that. That is how the dissertation. Therefore, all these things would enable to ultimately, you see, to have basic, not only the basic idea, but some important or significant knowledge with regard to human rights, which would, as I said, would enable you. You see, if you may be in any position, you may be an administrator, a police officer, and a common man. You see, every common man has to be aware of the human rights, and that is the purpose of this diploma course. Yes, yes, they can interact now. That's what I mean. If they have anything, if they want any information, or if they have any questions or doubts, they can interact now.
Sure, we will move ahead to questions now. Yes, sir, we'll take questions one by one.
Can you?
We will unmute the candidate who's seeking to ask a question one by one. There's a question that if somebody has completed an undergraduate degree in Bachelor of Arts, can they pursue this course? And the answer is yes. As long as you have a undergraduate degree from any discipline, you are eligible to apply for the course.
Yeah, ma'am, currently I'm in my 10th semester. Good afternoon. And I wish to apply and for the same. So what about, because ma'am, in the month of July, I would be giving my exams most probably via online mode, right? So the stipulated deadline, that is of 30th June, I won't be able to meet that for supporting the provisional certificate. But I can provide my final, like from first semester till 9th semester, all the mark sheets. So if that would be possible.
Sir, right now, once you clear the examination, you can wait. The admissions will be extended.
Okay.
So when the result comes, you can apply for the course.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am, because that would be probably in July only.
If I may add, you can send us an email so that we keep track of your application. You can just outline this situation that you are in and that you seek to join. You can still apply, and once you have the certificate with you, please attach it immediately for the admission to be confirmed.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Vedant Shukla.
Yeah, I'm an intern doctor right now practicing in the hospital. I have passed my final year exam as of December 2019, and I have received my provisional registration number and passing certificate. But I will receive my final degree certificate only next year after the completion of my internship. But can I still join the course?
With your provisional certificate and mark sheets of all semesters, you can join the course.
Yes, I have received my provisional degree certificate and registration number.
Yes, once you receive the degree certificate, please do submit a copy of the same.
Yes, I will receive that only next year once I complete my internship in March 2021.
Sure, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Divya Jaiswal.
Yeah, hello, good evening, everyone.
Hi,
Hello. Yeah, so I'm a lawyer. I've graduated in 2018, and I'm looking for career prospects. So if I do this diploma, what are the, several aspects where I can, look myself working in, or any placements if they are available with the course itself?
We don't do placements as such, but you will definitely be benefiting from university connections. So a course, a diploma course in human rights will definitely enable you to be eligible to apply for jobs in international non-governmental organizations, in rights-based organizations, in several government roles as well. If you seek to do that, journalism, if that is an area of interest, law, if you want to take that forward and focus primarily on human rights law. I don't know if you want to practice as well, so litigation. So you will have to make the choice as to which path you want to take. We will be there to support you and to acquaint you with the different options that are available. If you are particularly interested in exploring a field and we have an alumni connection there, we will try and make that connection for you so that you have some informed guidance.
All right, great. Thank you.
Thank you, Divya.
Thank you so much.
Tanya.
Hi, good evening to everyone. I hope you
Hi.
all are safe and healthy. So my question is that I am not a law student. I am pursuing my master's already. So am I still allowed to pursue this course? Because I hope it's not illegal. First question is this, and second question that all the other details related to fees and everything else have been mentioned in the website. Is that so? And thirdly, that I wanted to know what will be the hours of education, or you will be providing us with the material and we'll be reading it our own, or we'll have video lectures as well. So there are three questions that I have.
Okay, I'll take the question on the illegality part of it. It's entirely legal for you to pursue two courses at once, provided you can make the time and organize yourself to do justice to both of them. Given that this is self-paced learning, I do feel that if you plan in advance, you might be able to do both of them. The second was, I think, about the details. Yes, all of those are on the website. If you still have any doubts specifically about any aspect of the course and you cannot find that information on the website, do write to us at ded@nls.ac.in. And Tanya, if you could repeat the third question, please.
Thank you. I muted myself. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So my third question was that the provision of the material will be provided along with video lectures and live classes, or will only be provided with the material?
If you have opted for the study materials will also be provided. Even the recorded lectures will be uploaded in your user ID.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
So there will be material that you can access at your own pace, which is the learning material and all the reading.
The modules, yeah.
That would be parallelly supported by lectures and other, touch points based on, some presentations or webinars like these, or any kind of special support that you may require. We will also try and arrange that in terms of meetings with the staff or the faculty if required.
Ma'am, I have certain doubts about dissertation, but I think I can clear them up once I take admission. So is that okay? Because
yes,
that's something. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Let's move on to the next question.
Good evening, sir. Anyway, first thing is congratulations to NLSUI for having taken a high ranking in the NIRF rankings. I'm administrative manager in one of the top engineering colleges in Bangalore. I've recently did my MBA in law from KSOU, Open University. Unfortunately, never got any certificate because of MHRD, UGC, not approvals and things like that. This particular course, if I'm taking, in what way it will be really helpful for me?
No, the entire point is this would enable you to have some basic ideas and also significant information about human rights. If you are able to apply that for whatever purpose it is, then it will help you. That is what I mean.
Okay. So basically, I can enhance my knowledge in a lengthier way, in the legal way.
Yeah.
Okay. And will there be any weekend classes, anything like that, once the COVID situation?
No, please, I'm not able to hear you. Once again, there is some disturbance in the internet. Please
Sir,
tell
I
me.
will address.
Okay.
So there will be classes monthly once on the weekends, starting from August or September.
Okay. Fine, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Schedule.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Good evening. I just wanted so Sheila ma'am just said that it's going to be monthly once in the weekend starting from August. So I just wanted to know two things. One is, are there going to be like any online Zoom classes as such? And the second one is, could you elaborate a little more on the dissertation?
Dissertation, during your orientation, we'll have a separate exclusively orientation for dissertation. So we'll get elaborate details about that during the orientation program.
Okay. And are there going to be any fixed schedule of like online Zoom classes or anything?
The year-long schedule we will share with you by end of July. Monthly once the classes will be, we will let you know which will be online and which will be offline.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Good evening, ma'am. I'm Colonel Suman Ghosh. I'm in the Army. I've got around more than 25 years of Army experience service. I enrolled myself for this course, postgraduate diploma in human rights law, last August. Now, I have not taken any exam. Actually, I was engrossed in my work. Any exam was conducted for this course in which I enrolled, or which is the exam? When is it being conducted? The latest one. I heard the earlier question. Could you clarify it further?
It's likely to be conducted in the last week of July. Like I said, we will be sharing the confirmed dates with you by the end of this week or the beginning of the next.
Okay, I have not applied for it. Is it automatic that I'll be eligible to take that exam?
There will be a registration link available.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Albert or Shambhavi, whosoever is.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
And I have doubt regarding this online application procedure, ma'am. How should we go through it?
So if you visit the DAD website,
Okay.
you will on the home page itself find a link to apply
Okay.
for admissions 2020-21. Once
Okay.
you click on the link, it will take you to the registration page.
Okay.
Actually, let me just open that up and show it to you right here, so that the others who may be in doubt are also able to see how to apply. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
So this is the DAD website. On the home page itself, you have a tab which you can open. Once you click on the tab, it will take you to this page, which is the admissions 2020-2021 registration page. Once you register, you fill in all your details here. You will get an activation link in your email, and this will take you to the online application form, which you are then required to fill and submit, followed by the payment required. If for any reason you are unable to fill an online form, which we will strongly encourage you to do, for any reason, if you are unable to do that, you can download the application form from here as well after entering your details. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, ma'am. Do we have to send anything offline apart from this online application?
Yes, all your documents you are required to send offline.
Oh, okay, thank you, ma'am. And then regarding this course, do you have any discussion and doubt clarification sessions apart from this regular session, ma'am?
So within the regular classes, there is space for doubt clarification as well.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hi, ma'am. Thanks.
Yeah, hi.
So, hi. So, just one thing I wanted to understand with the ongoing pandemic situation going on right now. So, how can we avail the hard copies from the university? I mean, hard copies of the study material.
So, if you enroll for this course, you will have an option to either opt for a soft copy of the study material, which is again something that we are encouraging. Or if you really require a hard copy, you can request for that with a small payment for the hard copy. We will courier that to you. But given the situation that we are in, which is both unprecedented and unique, we will recommend you to opt for the soft copy irrespective, which is free of cost. And you can have access to all the study material through that.
Okay. Okay. But we can avail the hard copies as well through courier services,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
But
Great.
keeping in mind the services and the challenges that we might be facing, it may take longer than usual for them to reach you.
Okay. Okay, great. Sure. Thanks, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, Shambhavi, please go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm a 10th semester law student at GLC Mumbai.
Mhm.
So it was an integrated 5 years Bachelor of Legal Sciences and LLB course. So I've paid my fees and I've couriered the Bachelor of Legal Sciences graduation certificate because I haven't yet got my LLB graduation certificate. So that works, right?
You can send us the provisional certificate and write an email to us that you will be sending the final certificate once you receive it.
But ma'am, the certificate that I've couriered you all is my graduation certificate. That is the Bachelor of Legal Sciences degree that I got in the integrated course.
Okay, then that will work. Not a problem.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Roop Katha.
Hello, good afternoon. I just wanted to clarify, this Zoom meeting talked a lot about the human rights course, but your website actually spoke about cybercrime and various other courses as well. So I just wanted to clarify, we are talking about all of those things here, right?
No, this is a webinar specific to the human rights law course.
I'm so sorry.
In the following weeks and days, we will be sharing other course specific seminars as well, including the one that you've mentioned. So
Okay.
just wait to hear from us.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Ananya?
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. I just had 2-3 small questions. First of all, ma'am, keeping in view with the current pandemic situation, is it mandatory for us to courier our credentials, or is it possible to just send an online copy of them and then afterwards send the hard copy through courier first? Second, ma'am, is there a minimum attendance requirement for giving the final examination? And ma'am, third, at the end of the course, will we be given with certificates or anything else? So to that matter, I just wanted to ask you.
So, given the zone that you are in, if you are in the orange or the green zone, I will encourage you to attempt to courier the certificates. However, if you are in a red zone and you are facing some challenges in couriering those, do send us a soft copy along with a note that you will be sending those to us later. You will receive a diploma if you complete this course successfully. And the third question was about attendance with regard to exams. So there is no attendance requirement for the exams. You can sit for the exam. Okay, I'm seeing a question about whether we have an option to pay in installments. No, we do not. We have a very standard fee, which you have to pay at the beginning of the course itself. For those who are unable to log in through the portal, I already showed you the link to download the application. In case the download link doesn't work for you for any reason, do write to us and we will send you the application.
Ma'am, I have one question. Hello.
Yes, Sumit.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I told you, I'm unable to courier documents at the moment because all private courier firms are, saying a big no, and all post offices. I'm from Delhi. It's in red zone. So there's a long queue at.
Sumit, you can scan and send your documents via email. Once the situation becomes clearer, then you can courier the document.
ded@nls.ac.in.
Right.
Okay. So do I have all my stamped documents? Do I need to scan the stamped documents and send it to you? Because
Yes.
I get them stamped.
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that. And also, I just wanted to check, is there any possibility of switching a course from human rights to another PG diploma course, if possible?
See, once the admission formalities are completed, you cannot switch the course.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
There are some other questions on the chat. I'm just going to share my screen so that everybody knows where to write to us and where to call us in case you have questions, because we will be wrapping up the webinar shortly. But you can still reach out to us if any of your doubts were not cleared in this session. You can take a note of this address and these numbers and send us any email or just contact us through the phone if you continue to have any doubts. So a lot of you have asked how the contact classes are possible during the pandemic. Of course, if the situation remains as it is for the next few months, we will be resuming with only online classes. However, our plan is to offer a hybrid module. So if we start opening up, then contact classes will also be offered. So it will depend on the situation. At every point, we aim to keep you informed. Professor Nagaraja, there's a question from a doctor who's saying that he's interested in this course and how is it helpful to doctors and healthcare givers?
No, you see, the entire point is that this diploma course on human rights will provide you with certain information with regard to human rights. Now, if you particularly ask for health, then of course we may not specifically say anything about health, but health is one of the right to health is one of the human rights. Therefore, it may come under any of those like right to life or whatever it is, and therefore you should be in a position to understand the implication of human rights on right to health. That way, it will help you. But then, if you want specifically about human health only, then of course not much information may be provided under this human rights diploma course.
Thank you, sir. Just a general information about the course. It begins in August, goes on until April or May if classes are required, and post that you are required to sit for the exams. Classes start in August.
Yes, is this course was so there was this mention in the on your website that this is for graduates of any discipline, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm not a law graduate. I'm just an HR professional and a commerce graduate. But human rights as a concept is very interesting to me. I want to know the legal aspects of it. That's the reason why I want to do this course. So I wanted to know if you're going to be selecting people on the basis of their on the qualifications that they already have, or will it be on a first come first basis?
No, qualification what they have.
Okay, so if I don't have a law qualification, then my chances of getting selected will be low?
No, it's open to all graduates, Srividya.
Okay.
So you can apply for the course and there is no cap on admission.
Okay,
so
there
of admission, we enroll all the candidates.
Okay, and what will be the fees for this
50.
course? Sorry, ma'am?
15,200.
15,200.
15,200.
For the course.
If you opt for hard copy of the materials, then 1,250 additional.
Okay, and exams are in June and December. I think I heard that.
One annual exams, and if you are not able to appear for the annual, then you can appear for the supplementary exam.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much.
We'll take one last question from Nirmal Krishnan and wrap up the webinar.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I have seen that there is a dissertation in the syllabus, and I haven't wrote any dissertation when I was doing my graduation. So, will the university let me know how to write the dissertation? How to write the dissertation?
Mr. Nirmal, if you log into the user ID under learning resources, under the dissertation, there's a presentation how to write the dissertation, and a specimen copy is also put up. Kindly refer to that.
Okay.
There will be a workshop, just to add to that, there will be a workshop to help you understand what is dissertation writing and to assist you in finalizing a topic for your thesis, etc. You can consult the faculty as well.
Okay.
So there will be support there, but of course the effort will also have to be from the learner.
Okay.
All right. I think we are running out of time. I thank you everybody for attending this webinar and making the time to ask questions. Special thanks to Professor Nagaraj for making the time and listening to everybody. Like I said, do write to us at ded@nls.ac.in if you continue to have any doubts. We would be very happy to answer those. Thank you everybody and have a good evening. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Apurvaji.